2008 was a real moment. This is nothing. It's just a matter of just moving with things as they progress and move forward and not being afraid. I think too many people in our industry just partner with fear. Like from the beginning, they hear something new. Something new means be afraid instead of just saying, all right, something's new. That's good. I'm going to pivot and I'm going to make it. I'm going to bring it into my strength and make sure I excel in that space.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Welcome to another episode of Your Peak Life podcast. Today we have Davina Hughes, and her energy is contagious.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little
It's good
about
to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. I can feel it. Right? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I originally got into real estate in 2007. I was pregnant with my second son. I had came out of the banking industry. So I had been in financial sales up until that point, and I just wanted something different. And so I thought to myself, I love houses. I have a great eye for design. Everyone thinks, oh, let's go into real estate because we love houses and it sounds like a good idea. You get into real estate and then you realize there's not as much flexibility and freedom as you thought. And it is a lot of work. And it's a huge learning curve because what you learn in real estate school is like that much of what you actually do once you become an agent. So I did real estate from 2007 until 2010. It was a combination of just traditional brokerage, and then I went to new construction after '08 because the market was a very different market at that point.
It was.
And I worked for a national builder, D.R. Horton, who's just now recently making their way up to this area. They build a fantastic house, and they have great incentives, not just to the people that worked for them, but also to the agents that actually sold the houses. So we were actually able to make a decent living during that season. After that part, I took a break off. I started homeschooling my kids. I have 4 boys. They're amazing, and sons are the best. And I'm going to tell you something. I tell people all the time, my kids are literally the best kids I could have ever asked for. Wow. They are responsible. I'm like, I raised you because I was the actual worst child. My mother was like, oh, Jesus, every day, all the time. But my kids turned out great. And so I'm super proud of them. But when I first decided to homeschool them, I knew I couldn't do real estate and homeschool them. It's just real estate's too demanding, and my kids were demanding. So I just made the decision to just focus on that for a while. Then we moved to Hampton Roads during that time. And around the time my oldest went into 5th grade, I felt good with sending them back to school. And that's when I repicked up my career in real estate. And it actually came from, believe it or not, I was visiting my mom back home and I had a dream. I had a dream that I went back into real estate. And in the dream, it was specifically laid out like the things that I would do in real estate. Like it was like 4 parts. One would be really working a lot with foreclosures and short sales because I had done that a lot in the past. The other one was around staging and design. It was specifically geared to things that I actually do right now. And I don't know. For me, I'm a big believer in spiritual things. So when I get dreams, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And that's pretty much how I wound up to this point today of being in real estate.
Now, do any of those dreams say, I need a girl in your life?
No. I have goddaughters, and that's...
Gotcha. That's it.
I want to be the only princess in my house. I want to be the only person with a lot of shoes. I want to be the only person with all the things. Yes, I know men have a lot of shoes.
Oh,
I know.
Not me.
But most men aren't you.
No, they're not him. That's true. You know what? It's funny because my daughter right now, she's in that stage where I'm her favorite.
Of course.
You know, we went on a field trip and mommy sat down next to her and she was like, I want my dad to sit next to me. I was like, yes, get the hell out of here.
I love that story, man.
Go to the back of the bus. I got this. And then she didn't invite my wife right now to go on this field trip this Saturday to Busch Gardens, which is going to be fun.
That just says you're an amazing dad. Because girls, we love our dads as long as they're great. And that just tells me that you have to be a top-notch dad. That all about you like that. That's amazing.
These guys know. Priority number one is definitely the kids. I'm not missing an event, you know?
Yeah.
Although we're busy, we can always make an hour of our time to go to those
100%.
little events, musicals, whatever.
100%.
But you said you were with D.R. Horton and all this, and what state were you in?
That's a great question. I am originally from Alabama, Roll Tide. And so that's where I was living during that season. And when me and my ex-husband, we moved from Alabama together to here, he transferred. It was a huge corporate move, which was another thing that I really got into when I moved up here, is helping people do corporate relocation. Because when you've moved thousands of miles, like, you really understand what it's like to have to redo your whole life and figure out everything, buy a house in a state, in a city that you know nothing about, and how important an agent is when you make those types of huge moves. So that's a big thing for me, whether people are PCSing or they're doing a corporate relo. I'm all about making sure they feel fully taken care of and they understand the area that they're moving to.
Gotcha.
So what year was that you came back here?
2014.
Okay. So a long time ago.
10 years. I mean, it's not that long ago.
It's a long time.
But it's kind of cool. Like, I didn't know you were doing real estate that long either. Obviously, we've communicated, but not like that. And, I mean, you were in the crash also,
Yes.
'08.
Yes, that's why I know short sales. That's why I understand foreclosures, all that stuff. And the first short sale I did was actually from my mom. Her and my dad were getting a divorce, and they needed to sell their house. And they had bought like a few years before, like 05. And then everything kind of tanked in 08, and they were trying to sell in 09, and they were like 50 grand upside down. And there was just no way they could sell their house. There's just no way. And so I figured it out. I was like, my mama needs my help, so I'm going to figure this out. And that's what I did.
So let me ask you, when did you pick back up real estate here? So you came back in 2014. When did you get
2017.
So 3 years.
Yep.
Okay. So, because when I look at you and I follow you on social media, and I'm always nosy as hell, right? And I actually just kind of like your team. I was with Chai.
Yeah.
Chai came to the radio station yesterday. She did a phenomenal job. But from the outside looking in, it looks like you're really deep rooted in the community and with your friends. That's why I asked that. Like me, I've been here since 1997. So my roots have been from 1997. A lot of my friends are still the same friends.
Wow.
Yeah, so it says a lot about you that you have those deep relationships with your team and with those people.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the biggest things is always relationships, because the people that you're with, it'll make whatever you're doing fun. I mean, you could literally be anywhere with the right people and you're going to have a good time. And I really love that. I love the camaraderie. I love the connection. I love deep relationships. I'm a huge empath, so I have to work a lot on not picking up other people's feelings and trying to like make sure I'm pleasing them the whole time. But yeah, no, for sure. I'm all about deep connections and deep relationships, not just with my team, but also even with my clients. When you do high volume, sometimes it does make it a little difficult to create those deeper relationships. And there was a season like when we were crazy for those 2 years post-COVID, I'm now having to go back and like make sure that I'm really digging deep again with my people, because it was crazy there for a little bit.
Yeah. Remember, I mean, we were talking about it the other day. I had forgot, like, for a while, appraisals was like, you could just do a drive-through for appraisal and approve. Like,
Yes.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was,
But when you're in it, when you're in that environment, like COVID just kind of flew by.
It really did.
Right? It was just like, boom. It was a crazy market. We all adjusted to it, and then it dropped, right? We readjusted, and now we're adjusting to the new norm.
Right.
yeah, it's just a little pivot. That's it.
I always say pivot, don't panic, because that's what people, especially when all the laws and everything started changing, everyone's all freaking out, and they're like, oh, I'm like, look, 2008 was a real moment. This is nothing. We're going to make it. And the mortgage lenders, they had already gone through their whole thing as well. They've already had their the way their pay structures adjusted and changed, and they survived their fine.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of just moving with things as they progress and move forward and not being afraid. I think too many people in our industry just partner with fear, like from the beginning. They hear something new. Something new means be afraid, instead of just saying, all right, something's new. That's good. I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to make it. I'm going to bring it into my strength and make sure I excel in that space.
That's a great answer. It's just, you're right. Like fear, it's just like, I look at it and it's like, okay, what's next? Like,
exactly.
cool. Like,
cool story, bro.
I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. Like, that's like, they take it to the extreme and they go straight to social media. And
they do. And they freak out.
And just inflate everything it's a non-factor.
That's why we shifted the focus to education and educating the agents here at Iron Valley. Because when you're knowledgeable, that fear goes away.
100%. And we do the same thing for our clients too. I had a listing appointment with a client and they brought up all the things. And you just move right into educating them about what this means. If you decide to not pay your buyer's commission, you may affect the amount of buyers that can qualify for your home. And is that something that you want to do? And it really comes down to not just educating agents, but when we get that education from places like here, when you guys do your weekly educating seminars for us, which is really cool, now it's our job to take that and then re-educate the public.
I love that. That is the exact goal.
Well, and credit to you also. I mean, you coming over, we see you here all the time, taking advantage of everything that's here. And not like, I'm this superstar agent, right? Like, I don't need to be there. But like, you're still showing up, right? Like, Edwin learned something the other day, which was something minute, but it was something that started from another agent that was new and didn't know, and we didn't even realize she didn't know, right? And then Edwin was like, "Wait, what was that?" And then it's just learning, right? If you're together networking, you're gonna learn stuff.
And the moment you think that you don't have anything else to learn, like you're already failing.
Oh,
like you have to live from a place of being like you have to live a life of a learner. And that's why I come in. That's why I, text you guys, call you guys, because all of us together, like it's the collaboration and the knowledge is what pushes all of us. I mean, if I want to stay in a silo and just do my own thing and think I'm the, whatever, then it turns into like, then it becomes me and it's my ego and it's my problem. And then I wind up, losing. In the long run, you lose in the long run if you think it's just you and you're the best in your own little silo of like greatness.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I still think I'm the shit. Like I do. But I also like.
I didn't know if we could cuss on the podcast.
Oh, you could absolutely. Yeah, go ahead. You want to re-say that? Yeah, you think you're the.
You think you're the shit? She was good about to break it out, right? That Alabama.
I
would have not guessed Alabama. Honestly, I would have guessed more of a big city. I don't know why your vibe.
You can't hear the Southern when I talk though.
No, I heard it a little bit on certain words, but
that actually makes me. I don't know how I feel about that.
I couldn't hear it.
Really?
Well, I can't hear. I'm old. So
you can't hear. I'm old.
It's true.
He knows, right?
Yeah, he was born in the 1900s.
Hey, hold up. We were all born in the 1900s. When my kids first said that to me, they're like, "Oh yeah, Mom, we were born in the late 1900s." I was like, "Excuse me?"
Yep.
Is a fact, right?
Yeah.
So Davina, so now you've got a bunch of experience. You're talking about, let's call it 15, 16 years, right? Off and on. What's the next 5 years look like?
Wow. So for me personally, the next 5 years is really centered around me growing as a leader. Because being an agent and being good at being an agent is great, but it's like, what do you do with that? It's like becoming a great parent. Like the goal when you become a great parent is to pour into your kids and to essentially become their floor, right? So that way, everything they build is from you and being able to push, you push them up. And that's the same goal for me in leadership. As you learn and you become a great leader, the goal is to bring people in and see like how far that you can help them elevate and to grow. And to some point, like with our children, they don't need us anymore. And that's the same goal for me when it comes to leadership, is to grow to that place to where I elevate people to the point to where we're still cool, we're still friends, but you don't need me. If you want to still kick it with me, great, but you don't need me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had that same relationship with my team and when I had a team, and a lot of my good friends were on that team. It was all friends and family. And I kind of pushed, like the first person I pushed off was Maureen Montealegra. I came to her, I said, hey, you're not going to be on the team next month. You're going to start your own thing. She's like, wait, what? I got a year. I said, nah, next month you're gone. Like, you don't need me. You're crushing it. There's no reason for you to need me. I need you to leave and start your own thing.
But I love that, because what you're doing is you're instilling confidence into that person to know that, hey, like, you really don't need me. Please go do your thing. Because when you hold people back because you're selfish or because you need them, it creates a small mindset, and it makes the whole team feel small, and it just restricts growth. And so for me, my goal is to, over the next 5 years, definitely grow in leadership. But also, I'm all about building my financial portfolio as far as real estate. I'm all about, having a family trust. My goal is to have 10 homes in our family trust before I'm done with real estate, because I'm a big believer in leaving an inheritance to my kids. And that's huge for me. When I look at my 4 boys, they're all unique and different. My 2 oldest kids are on the autism spectrum, but they're very high functioning on the spectrum. My oldest son, he drives, he has a girlfriend, he's graduating, he has a YouTube channel with like 10,000 subscribers. Like, really? He's no joke, okay, right? But he is on the spectrum. He's very unique, very quirky, but I love him. He's my favorite person. He has the driest sense of humor that he says things and I'm like, facts, and I can't even argue with him. But when I look at them, I'm like, hey, like, I want to make sure that your dreams can come true based off of what mama did. And so that's the other element of my 5-year goal, is making sure that my kids, no matter what it is they want to do, because I don't want my kids to go into like have like regular jobs and try to live the crappy American dream that everybody talks about, like go to work, work 8 hours a day. I don't want that for my kids. I want them to want what they want, go after their passions, and me be able to finance that. And kids need money to finance their dreams and their goals.
You want them to find their why and just go after it.
Find their why and go after it. Not do whatever the American dream tells them to do. Their 9 to 5 and their 401k. Like, have a real life. What is it that Mike always says? Your unreal life. Like, live that.
Absolutely.
Are you taking any more kids on? Because I need some financing of my dreams. That's what I need.
The trust. I mean, that's something we talk about here heavy, is the family, right? Like, because we talked about it last time. It's like, man, F them kids. We're going to watch them grow and they're going to leave us. But I mean, if they leave us, they're going to be well off, right? Yeah. We don't know what those families are going to look like. We all know, we're old enough to know there's breakups, there's
things change.
Things change, right? And but you're gonna have that structured for them.
Exactly,
right?
And in the mindset. I mean, that's the biggest thing with being entrepreneurs, right? Is that you have to have a mindset that says you can do it, even if you fall down, get back up, do it again. Like, you're a winner. Like, you can do it. And I feel like us as parents with kids, we're instilling a mindset in them of success and that they can be winners. And whatever they want to try, you may not succeed the first time, but don't be fearful and not try it again.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So, you and your husband, how long have you guys been together now?
We've been married we're going on our second.
Oh,
he is the like.
Keep it here, Adam.
Let's change the question. We're not gonna do that.
No, this needs to be a clip.
I really don't care. I'm super, like, he knows me. Yeah. He knows I am not like the date. Like, he's definitely more of the girl in our relationship, not like in a bad way. But
he's got the dates down, all that.
Yeah, he does.
I'm the girl in my relationship.
Yes, I've told Edwin. I think Rebecca chokes you.
Yes,
and
I'm okay with that.
And he's okay, but that's how Jesse is. He's okay with that too. So it's just, the right people get together because they're supposed to be.
So I came home yesterday, right? I left early, which I never leave early. I said, I want to go home early. I'm going to clean the pool. I'm going to get it ready. I come in the door. I look at my wife. She's on the computer. She goes, why are you here? I said, I came home early. She goes, well, just because you came home early doesn't mean you're going to fuck with my day. I'm still working. Leave me alone. I was like, whatever. I want to be with you anyway. But I get it 100%.
Is he in real estate also?
No, he's in financial sales.
Okay.
So we both, like, as we always joke, we write our own checks every month. So we better be making our dollars because nobody else pay us. But
So, I mean, did you guys meet in that industry? I mean,
no,
it's just a coincidence he's in that industry?
no, we actually met through like we met each other like the very, very first time at church.
Okay.
But because he's also a professional musician. And then we met again through like sequence of events. And he actually helped me when I was first starting my staging company to get all my financials together. Because there's just some things I don't do well.
Yeah, that's why we pay people.
I have great ideas, and I like to like drive and go and be like fun, but numbers and spreadsheets and knowing where things came from and like, managing my inventory, that is not for me. That is for him, and he's really, really great at that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of how it got started. And then from there, we shifted more into doing short-term rentals.
Okay.
And then during that season is when we really decided that maybe we should be a couple. And it was mostly him. He was like,
he's doing his job. All right.
If we don't get
Shout out.
together, if we don't hook up, he's like, I don't think I could ever have any other girl because we're always together. Like, you're always like, we do everything together in life. And so like, who else could I even bring into our little circle? And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so that's kind of how all that kind of came about. And we did short-term rentals. We still do a lot of short-term rentals. We have a whole design company that we still go and do floor plans and rehabs and flips for our clients. That's what we do. That's our together business.
Okay.
But separate, I have my real estate stuff, and then he has his financial stuff.
Well, with everything you got going on, what is your like time off look like? What is something that's fun for you or relaxing that you like to do?
I drink a lot.
Oh, yeah?
I love it.
She did have a little bourbon.
Yeah, she definitely took a shot before the podcast. Like, hey, I like it though.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, we play golf. We like to travel. So if you follow, if you do watch a lot of our social, we travel a lot. We
Good.
probably travel once a month. For him, with his work, his office is out of Nashville. So we go to Nashville a lot. Like this summer, we're going to, I don't know. See, he plans all the trips, but I know we're going, what's Mexico? The place that everybody goes in Mexico.
Cancun.
No, the other place. Is it Cancun?
What?
Yes, Cancun.
Playa de Carmen.
Cancun, and then not Dominican.
Puerto.
No.
Well, Punta Cana.
Yes, that place. So we're going 2 places. We're going to
Nice.
Vegas, that kind of stuff. We actually got married in Vegas.
So did I.
It wasn't Elvis didn't marry us. If you go a mile out, what is it, like 1 hour outside of Vegas, there's a place that's called the Valley of Fire.
Oh, no, never
And
heard
it's
of
like
it.
all of these really beautiful red rocks. It was just me and him, and he has family that lives in Vegas.
Okay.
So they showed up, and we just got married.
My older daughters live in Vegas.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we try to go back a lot.
That's dope. I got married in a drive-thru during COVID. Right.
Oh, shit.
I picked up my license. and somebody was getting a fishing license in front of me, right? And then I got my marriage license during COVID.
Hey, you know what?
But hey, we're rocking, super happy.
This is the thing. People say, I think the statistics are if you spend a lot of money on your wedding, the lifespan is like shortened.
Oh,
So
yeah.
with you spending, what did you spend? A marriage license? I mean, we spent $2,000.
$72.
We spent $2,000 in Vegas to get not to stay, because staying in Vegas is expensive.
Yeah.
But we spent $2,000 on like the flowers, the officiant, the photographer. That was it.
We spent $750 on a night wedding in this resort. They set it all
Yeah.
up for you. We had 50 guests, and then we paid the bill at the Mandalay Bay for like the seafood buffet. Like,
That's what's up.
and then after that, we all went out and partied. We took pictures with Manny Pacquiao. He was out there, and Marquez,
That is dope.
I love
Kimbo
Vegas.
Slice. All those people were out there.
Vegas is I like Vegas. I don't gamble.
Me either.
But I like the shows. I like the dinner. I like the environment. I like the shopping.
Well, all the traveling. What's, I guess, your favorite city, place?
Because I have a real estate eye, and this is going to sound so weird. Whenever we travel, I'm always like, what's the next up and coming city? That is literally how I look whenever we travel. And and because we help our clients set up so many short-term rentals across America, we've been to a lot of cities. And I would say when I go, I'm like, what's going to be the next big city that's going to blow up? Because we all know, like, Charlotte had their moment, Austin had their moment, Nashville had their moment. And right now, let's say my favorite city, just because I think it's the next big city to blow up, is Huntsville, Alabama. because I know you're like, Huntsville, Alabama.
Excuse me? What was
I've
that?
never heard
Huntsville.
of that before.
Yeah.
It is, Huntsville. It's northern part of Alabama. It's where UAB is, which is a big college for like medical college there. But when you go, because I'm also from Alabama, when I
Right.
visited there later in life, because they have a lot of, my brain cannot think. I want to say military, but not military. Space, NASA. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's where like you would go, like when you were a little kid, to like go to the space station and go to NASA because they're in Huntsville. But that was when we were little. As I've gotten older, I've gone back to help clients establish their short-term rentals, and they've made a ton of money in this little city that no one knew about that had cheap real estate forever, and now their real estate is comparable to Hampton Roads, which is crazy. Wow. Yes. So I look at that. I'm like, where's the next place to go? Where, like, what's going to come up really fast? Where can we invest financially?
Yeah, there's not enough Puerto Ricans for me to go to Huntsville. I need a Latino community. So if you can work on that, I'll go visit. All right.
Then you just need to stay. Like, I mean, like Miami is your spot.
I like Hampton. I like Hampton Roads. I like it right here.
Yeah.
You know, I like Florida. I like Arizona. I like New Mexico. And I'm honestly, I never explored the United States as much as I am now.
Yeah.
And I'm finding different places that I like. I always thought I hated Texas because I don't like the Cowboys.
I love
right?
Texas.
But after I went to Texas, like that's a
Texas
lie. I
is
love
the actual
Texas.
junk. I mean,
but you know, I didn't know. I'm from New Jersey, so
And he's from the East. They're biased up there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
New York.
I lived in Texas for a while.
They're haters up there.
And Texas is actually really great. Austin, Texas is one of my favorite cities. I lived in Houston for a while. Houston's great.
I was so before my wife got out, like I was gonna move to Kingwood, Texas.
Yeah, that's where I graduated high school.
No shit.
Kingwood High School. Yes, that's so funny.
What year?
I graduated in 98. High school. I'm old. Don't judge me.
I don't know if you know anybody with the last name of Cinco.
What, is she from Kingwood?
No, it's a guy. So I got a lot of good friends up there. That's why I was gonna go out there.
Yeah. Kingwood is it's one of those unique spots. It's one of those golf cart communities. It's really fancy, really nice.
I loved it there.
Yeah.
And I would go visit them.
You drive to the grocery store in your golf cart. That's how it is.
Oh.
It's super
So
nice.
we were in high school together, just so you know.
Okay.
I graduated in 97.
Did you really? All right. Are we the oldest? What year did you graduate?
99.
Okay, so we're
We're all the
yay.
same age.
Yeah,
I don't-
we're around the same age.
I
We were in high
always
school
feel
together.
so old next to people because everyone's like, I
No,
graduated in
no, no, no.
2006. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but you know what? We're at that age now. Like I was telling them, but it's like you look at some of your friends, like, damn, they're not aging well, right? like damn, they look like they're 60, right?
Life hit you hard, buddy.
What is that saying? Rode hard and put up wet? Like that's what they
Yeah,
look
yeah.
like?
No, we're all right. We're all right. You know, like I see younger people like they're starting looking older than me. Like we're okay.
Yes.
But you know who really surprised me? Chai on your team.
Yeah.
So I found out yesterday on the radio station that she did 21 years in
In the military.
Navy.
Yeah.
And I looked, Chai,
I didn't know that.
you look at her, she doesn't look like she did 21 years in the military. She does not.
No.
Like I
Crazy.
really did not think that. I thought she was a newer agent. You know, she just, I don't know what I thought. But when I heard that on the podcast, I'm like, yo, wow. She's like my age. Like I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So
nuts.
That's cool.
Well, what would you tell somebody like joining or starting any career? Like, what would be your biggest tip to any youthful, energized person that's joining? Well, let's say real estate.
Okay.
Like, what's that advice you want to give that agent?
First thing is when you decide to become a realtor, know that you're starting a business. It's not you're going to work for someone and you're like making their dreams come true as a worker bee. Like you are starting a business. And your goal when you walk in is to learn everything that you can because we actually have a really cool business. We can start a business for what's our licensing and everything, around $2,000 or $3,000. And most of the time you sell one house, your ROI is already there. So you're already profitable with your first deal when you go into real estate. So if you walk into it knowing that you're starting a business and you treat it like a business, don't treat it like a job, learn what you need to learn from your mentors or from your broker or whomever it is that you're learning from, but then also never lose sight of the fact that your goal is to grow as a business owner. Learn about business. Learn about, should you have an S Corp or LLC? Like learn those things because at some point you will not just be profitable, you will make a lot of money. And the potential is fully there. It's, do you believe that you can get there? And have you done the things that it takes to make sure that you're ready when you get there? Because for me, in the beginning, I had really great mentors that were like, hey, like, do these things, go ahead and get your LLC, go ahead and set, because you're a business, like, set up like one. And throughout time of my career a little bit, I fell out of that reality, and I kind of fell more into just working to make a check instead of knowing that I'm building something for not just myself, but for my family. And I don't know, I think people have such a worker mindset or such an employee mindset that it's a hard light to turn on in your brain the moment you realize that the potential here is unmatched. My ability to grow, my ability to make money, my ability to change my family's lives, my ability to help families actually purchase. I mean, home ownership is the number one way that people actually walk into wealth in America.
Yep.
So you have this ability to drastically change other people's lives along with your own. And so just don't ever lose sight of that and know that walking into it. So that way you can fully reach that potential.
And you said it early in your comment, you had mentors, which is great because I walked into real estate, I had no mentors. I was just learning as I went, and it was just production. What's the next lead? What's the next thing?
I fell into that though.
Yeah. And it wasn't until I got here and these guys started schooling me on stuff. The business side, I wasn't all the way there either. I just knew the basics. And then finally, you start getting those financial counselors, those CPAs, those people that need the bookkeeping, everything that needs help. Like you said, you don't like numbers and graphs and whatever. But sometimes you just don't have time either. You don't have time. You have to make the time to sit down and look at all that stuff. Also, I guess we always like to ask the guests, what is a question you have for us? Any question.
Oh, okay. Well, what I don't know, I mean, a couple, I'll make multiple questions in one.
All right.
How long have you been in real estate? Because I actually don't know that. And as far as, I know you're the principal broker, you always joke that you have no ethics, but I feel like that's not true. Just in real estate, they say you don't have any ethics.
Right.
But what is it, how did you wind up getting to where you are as being a principal broker for a non-realtor company?
So I've been licensed for 7 years. I got my license in February of 2017.
Okay.
I got here, I knew nobody. So my wife was active duty military, and we got here from Japan.
Oh, wow.
So got my license. Like I said, I had no mentor, nobody. I joined the first firm that I thought they had great training and all this stuff. And
I can probably guess what firm that was. Keep going.
Quickly found out that there was, it wasn't that, right? Yeah. Just to keep it short. So the first 6 months I did zero business, but I had work ethic. So I was out there doing open houses, but without that training, I didn't even know what to say when I talked to people or what lender to send them or whatever. So there was a couple who had a team and they saw me doing it. Coincidentally, I just kept doing their open houses. They just had nice listings. They're like, shit, you're doing more work than our agents. Why don't you join our team? Oh. Joined their team. Then they taught me how to cold call. So then I started cold calling. Then my business really started to ramp up, And from there, I just started looking at the numbers as far as what they were making on splits, what the systems cost, and I invested in myself. First year, it was about 12 grand, that I invested into lead source and continued to cold call, pick up clients. And then I had too many leads, so then I picked up an agent. One of my past clients, buyer Chris Castle, who's here. He's 60 years old, closes like $15 million with a new child.
He's crazy. Have you ever met Chris?
I don't think so.
He's a great guy.
Once you meet him, he is going to leave a lasting impression. His engagement with people, his communication style, you're not going to forget who Chris Castle is.
Right. So he was my agent. I picked up some other agents. By this time, I had moved to a firm, strictly transaction-based. But there was no culture, no energy, nothing, and I had a youthful team. So I started shopping. I started shopping not only for brokerage, but maybe franchising, because my goal was always to be an owner, of some sort. And
Yeah, I have a similar goal.
I ended up talking to these guys, Eric and Mike, and they had what I needed. I mean, they had all the systems, they had the energy. You just feel it when you come in the room. And so I was like, okay, I'm signing up. I signed up, and then Edwin was here about a month or two before me with his team. And, you know, we're prior military, so we shoot the shit, we talk shit all the time. And there was that friendly competition, but collaboration also. So it's like, hey, why don't we do this with our teams? And I think the first time we did something was just a shuffleboard thing. Like, we took our teams, we paid for it, we played shuffleboard, had a great time. Both our teams are interacting. And then after that, it was a skate night. Then like more people were like, hey, why can't I go? Like from the firm.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, well, bring your team or whatever. And then one of the biggest events we did, we did it at the water park. And of course,
Ocean
Eric
breeze.
and Mike were noticing this. I'm sure that we were energy also. We were definitely a positive impact to Iron Valley. And at some point, you know, with growth and everything, they approached us about buying into ownership and also growing this thing with them.
Wow.
Did that. And then soon after, you know, the NAR thing started coming out, this, that, and the other. And we just started looking at numbers. You know, half the agents here are not realtors, which is, I'm not going to say rare, but we have that here because the Reign MLS is privately owned,
Right.
which a lot of people
don't have that
they don't have
option.
that option. And so we, like all things, we mastermind and we strategize, implement, and
love
run with
that.
it. And so we needed a principal broker to be legal to run that side of the firm. And so that's where I disassociated and took on the role as principal broker. But as you know, you interact with all of us.
Right.
As brokers, owners, we don't treat anybody different. Yes, I joke with you about no ethics because...
It's literally a 3-hour ethics course. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but
not to
I'm
be
still
funny.
that guy that could do a deal on a handshake. I keep my word. Aside from that, I treat everybody fair, with respect, from the cleaning lady to whatever agent, principal broker, and I try to stay away from all the BS on social media, right? Like, and I've done that because you don't want to get into that. That's all just negative thoughts and people just trying to get attention sometimes, and it's like it's pointless. It helps our career zero.
A lot of times it hurts us, I think, more.
It hurts us more than anything. But yeah, so now we're growing that side of the business, and everybody's treated the same. You don't know who's in that room, who's a realtor, non-realtor, right? Although I will say, being a realtor has a lot of benefits that people just don't take advantage of. I speak about it all the time. Like, I enjoy doing realtors out of a heart. You know, I went to the Ronald McDonald's house, replaced that furniture, CHKD, cleaned up some parks, whatever. It was, and then the damn chili cook-off was like the
Legit.
shit.
Is that only a realtor event?
That is
Yep.
only a realtor event, and we're gonna shut it down this year. Listen to me. If you're listening,
You need to go to that.
you have to go to the chili cook-off because we are gonna crush OWN. All right, I just want to let you know. I'm calling out. I'm making it public. Valentina,
Well, it was
Lee,
our
Micah, be ready.
It was our first time going. We didn't know it was like
Correct.
that.
Like they had fireplaces.
DJs.
That we didn't know they had a DJ. What?
We got a DJ.
Yeah, I know that.
And we got the best one.
We got the best one.
No, it's
But-
on and popping.
But see, like there was a lot of things that just people don't take advantage of,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's the other thing we promote. Like, we're not biased against it. I love that Mike's there on the panel now because now he wants change. You know, the change you want to see. He's implementing that. Like,
He's a voice.
he's a voice. Like, my biggest gripe is like you want people to join this association, but you're being somewhat biased. Like, you can't come to this if you're not part of us. Well, how the fuck do you expect to recruit? People don't know what you're providing.
Right.
Because when I became an agent, a realtor, when I first got licensed, I didn't even know I had the option to be a non-realtor. How many non-realtors probably don't know? We're just agents out here, right? That's just some small, but you know, I think change is going to come down the line. and we're all in the same industry, and I love it right now. Right now, at this moment, I just closed a deal with Cindy Hauser. I got another deal with Jama Botterbush, Monique Clater. These are all agents that I interact with, I have a relationship with. It's a great vibe.
Yeah.
And if more of us are together in associations, at functions or whatever, the deals are just going to go smoother.
Yeah. It is helpful when you already have that connection with
Absolutely.
agents going in, or you build the rapport going in. Because what I tell my agents all the time, I'm like, more than likely, if you're doing a deal with this person, you're probably going to do another one, because 20% of the agents do 80% of the work.
Correct.
So you just have to go into it knowing that you're probably going to see these people again. Treat them well, be kind to them, and don't just be human. I think a lot of times people just are not. They're just not good. They try to bully their way. A lot of men in this industry are definitely like that. They try to bully their way through things when it comes to women. I have a little trick for them when they do that, but I got you. But it's
there's
unique.
an emotional immaturity out there, and
100%.
it's like, stick to the contract, put the emotions to the side. How can we work this out?
Yep, 100%.
That's it. And do you have a question for this guy? Or?
She knows me.
Gotcha.
Nah, you got anything for me?
Only thing is when are we going out? Like when are we gonna kick it? Me, you, and the spouses.
Whenever. Friday nights is always the best for us. I would say,
I know, right?
you know what I mean? Friday night is when we do stuff.
You know what you should do is just Julian Rivera's always have a damn something.
Yeah, he always has
Listen
something.
to me. All right, let's talk about this. Julian events start at 11 p.m.
Oh, negative. I'm not making that.
Yeah, and he already knows. Earlier today, he's like, yo, I'm at Chicks. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah? He goes, I didn't invite you because it starts at 11.
Yeah,
I said, good job. Because I'm going to be asleep.
I mean, I
21 Savage on Tuesday.
No, I have a natural wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I cannot, even if I go to sleep late, I'm just angry the whole day because I didn't get any sleep. So.
Yeah, I get good vibes from your husband. I get great vibes from the moment I met him. Like, they're just dope. You know what I mean? Like, when you see a couple, like, on Instagram, or on Facebook, they're dope. Like, Scott Capewell and Kristen, right? I don't really even know Kristen. I know Scott. He used to do all my TMI stuff. They're a dope couple. If you like them or not, it doesn't matter. I don't know. For me, I like them just because of their presence. Like, I like dope power couples.
We just need to find out what their anniversary is. That's all.
Yep, and send them.
We need to make sure you get that gift for that man.
I know, right?
It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's our anniversary, whatever day.
Thursday, that changes every year.
Changes. Oh, what is wrong? Oh no! Oh, we're editing all of this out.
Yeah.
No.
Does it really change?
Let me tell you something, Davina. I am gonna tell you, it has been a pleasure. It's been such an honor to have you come over to the company.
Oh yeah.
Especially because of your energy. Your team's always here. Like I just
They're
said
gonna rock
earlier,
Norfolk.
Chai, she came to. You guys been at the company? Let's call it a month. She asked me to be on the radio. I've been telling people to come on the radio station with me for like a year. You know what I mean? So like just that extra effort of actually the inclusion. I want to be a part of the culture. Like you guys immediately joined the culture and are a part of it. 100%. So I love that because I think that
shit, she's here right now.
Yeah, facts. She's on the podcast. You can't actually, take advantage of Iron Valley as itself or any company until you're fully ingrained in the culture. That's when you take advantage of the relationships, right? The education, the events. Our events are the shit. I don't care what anybody says. Like every time we throw an event, is off the hook. So
I'm ready for July 4th. I'm excited.
Noble? Oh, that's my joint. That's July 4th is serious.
Yeah, you'll catch me at the end though.
Me either. Let's not catch any of us at the end.
No, he only comes for the end. I got a reserve section.
Yeah.
I'm
bring meats and stuff if you want them to grill it for you.
Yeah,
for
we
real?
got a section. We got our own VIP.
I chill at the pool with the kids, and then I show up for the last
Later.
2 hours to watch the fireworks. My kids are still young.
Oh,
they can't be there.
That's hard when they're little.
Yeah, not me.
No, my kids they're big. They drive themselves when they're over
Nice.
me.
See, you got Uber drivers. I love it.
Well, listen, it was an honor having you here. You know, I really enjoyed the conversation. Is there anything else you want to put out to the audience or anything for us?
I definitely just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I've literally been here for like 3 weeks, and when I first got here, it was a little crazy and tumultuous. But you guys were so chill and just so cool, and y'all were just, I got your back, and we'll figure this out. And that, to me, that speaks volumes, because a lot of people don't like drama. Like, I actually don't like drama. And so when someone shows up with all their drama, I'm like, you know, but y'all were like, no, it's cool. It's cool.
Easy peasy.
It's cool. You know, and so, and for me, that's huge, because when people can accept you in a messy state, that means they're real people. Some people need you to show up and like be good and perform and not need something or not be messy. And that speaks a lot, and it speaks volume to the culture of just saying like, hey, like wherever you are, like we have you, you know, come in and let us help you get to that next level. Because that's really what I got between you guys and LJ. It was just, like, we're going to blow your business up. Like, nobody, I literally never had anyone tell me that before. No, we're going to blow your business up. I was like, really? Like, how are we going to do that? And then, of course, I go to Peak Performance with Mike and you guys, and I'm like, oh, yeah, for real. Like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, we got our pom-poms out.
Yeah.
So it's the culture, it's the atmosphere, and it's the leadership that I personally needed in the current season that I am in my life, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know, or you don't know what you're missing, or you know where you want to go, you just don't have the pieces to like get you there. And for me, like these past couple weeks, it's not that it's not work, it's always work. The deal is things can be simple. It doesn't mean it's easy, because if it was easy, like everybody would do this, right? But it is simple. You just put the things into practice. And so that for me is huge. I love a roadmap. I love simplicity. And then it puts everything back in my court now to be like, all right, what are you going to do with it? So I love it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for coming. Tune in next week. We'll have another episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, share the content. See you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
See you.
Thanks.